Welcome back to my channel, welcome back to my video. Today a new video in the prepping series, and what we're going to talk about today is why I don't like zombie movies. Yes, I know I said zombie apocalypse is not something we are prepping for, but when we are looking at survival, then there are so many mistakes in so many of these series that I actually want to address a couple of things. And I think the perfect example is in one of the ones from Netflix. It's called Black Summer. And something so silly happens that in a survival situation you would definitely not do most of these things. And obviously there's a lot of other things that are just silly, but I just want to make a video about it because people want to talk about zombie apocalypse apparently when they think about prepping. So anyway, this is what the video is going about. It's a specific scene from Black Summer where a person is trying to escape from a school while someone else is shot and thrown off the school, and that's basically where we're picking it up. So what happened is that this person is trapped inside of a school for some reason. I'm not gonna tell you because you might want to see it for yourself. And he's trying to escape. And finally he finds his way out of the school because inside the school something happens that is not very nice. So he goes out of the school. And as he's trying to walk out of the school and escape from the bordered off area, he looks back and he sees someone's killing a person by shooting him in the head. And as he falls down like 3 stories, he hits the pavement, stands up, and is instantly a zombie and runs after this person that just escaped from the school. Now, first point here is that if you drop from that height, so let's say 9 meters of height, you would have broken every bone in your body. You would have, all your organs would have been squished. So even if you would become a zombie, it wouldn't be able to just stand up with all the broken bones and then run after you, because there would be nothing to stand up with and there would be nothing to run with. What you now also have to imagine that this person was trapped in this school for quite a long time. So I imagine he's hungry, he's thirsty and whatnot. Now he has to run with a zombie behind him. So he's running and he's running and he's running and he's running. He's trying to hide, but every time he moves somewhere, the zombie finds him and is trying to eat him, obviously. So eventually, as luck would have it, he runs by happy accident into a store, and that store is completely untouched. Completely untouched. So what do you do? What do you do? I will tell you. This person grabs a shopping cart and goes shopping like it's a normal day. And it's like, seriously, you've been just chased by a zombie. You haven't eaten or drank anything for days. You most probably haven't used toilet paper for days. And you have no tools, you have no weapons, you have nothing. And you're going to take all the time in the world to grab a shopping cart, to walk around the aisles, picking your cereals and picking your this and your that. And as you come to the counter, obviously, you're, where's my wallet? I don't have my wallet on me. How do I pay for all this stuff? Really? And then obviously the zombie comes in, miraculously. He didn't lock any of the doors, stupidly. And he has to run again and has to leave everything. So, by the way they filmed this guy must be hungry because he was running and whatnot. He has no weapons, he has no tools, he has nothing. He had all the food in the world. He had all the drinks in the world. He didn't take any of it. He didn't eat any of it. And now he's running again. Okay, how stupid are you? Seriously? So we're gonna analyze this in a more practical sense. So if you were in this situation in reality where you haven't been able to drink anything, you haven't been able to eat anything, you would obviously start to eat and drink something. But it might be that because you haven't eaten and haven't drank for a long time, you're severely dehydrated, you have a massive headache because you're dehydrated, and the guy was, I think, also completely burned by the sun. So your priority would be to drink in small sips. In small sips. So you can drink a lot, but in small sips. He would need to eat something to fill his belly so that he can take some tablets for his headache. But if you find this miraculous place that is completely untouched, what I would have done is I would have screamed inside of the shop while standing at the door. And if you don't hear any moaning sounds of zombies coming towards you, I would have locked the door and I would have disabled the bell that is opening when you open the door. And then I would have put some cards in front of the door so that if he's able to break the glass, for example, that he cannot get easily into the door. Then I would have picked something to eat while I'm walking. I would have picked something to drink while I'm walking so that I can drink a little bit, eat a little bit, and I would look, because in the shot you can see brooms and whatnot. If you have brooms and so on, you can break them, make a sharp point on it. There were some kitchen knives, you can use them to make a sharp point on the broomstick. And then if something is at the door, you can just poke it in the eyeball. And then you can make your area safe. You have all the food and all the drinks and all the toilet paper you can ever need. You finally have a place to rest. Why waste it? Why waste it so stupendously? And this is my point with a lot of these series. The same with The Walking Dead, for example. If you look at The Walking Dead, have you ever seen someone take a dump? Or a woman being on a period? You know, because I know for sure, if I'm ever in the zombie apocalypse, I will die when I'm taking a shit. I can tell you that because that's, that's gonna happen. No, anyway, but seriously, I mean, and people are walking all day long on old shoes, in old clothes, and they're sweaty and all these things. And somehow they are just surviving. And obviously we are now talking about gear and everything. There is so much in between what they are suggesting and what is the reality that it just turns me off those types of series, because a lot of these things are so stupid that I cannot watch it anymore. It's too stupid. And this is a great example as well. First of all, if you drop down 9 meter or 3 stories, then every bone in your body is broken. Even if you turn into a zombie, there's nothing you can do because your whole body is literally broken. So this whole scene shouldn't exist, let's say. And I believe he's also shot in the face with a shotgun or something. So I mean, his face would already be completely broken, and then from the impact it would be really completely broken. So I mean, that is already a big mistake to start with. And then the guy is just running around, and I mean, the guy is ill prepared in the biggest way in any case. And then you need to drink, you need to eat. How can you run on an empty stomach? How can you do all these things on an empty stomach? It is so unrealistic. It is so silly. And then to make this scene and people thinking, oh yeah, I would do that as well. It's like, really? Really? No, you won't. You're hungry, you're thirsty, you're dehydrated, you have a splitting headache. That's your first priority. You need to make shelter. You know, all these things. You would have had so many different priorities than to grab a shopping cart and to go strolling through the supermarket. Especially if you lock out, or you're locking into the, you're just by dumb luck, you're finding this place that's completely untouched. Not looted, not rioted, not broken down, no broken windows, nothing. It's completely untouched. You can do whatever you want at this stage, and then you decide to do that, and not lock the doors, and not make any protection, not take care of yourself. It's like, but it's with, if you look from a survival point of view at these series, it's so frustrating. So this is not really about the zombie apocalypse, but just about, if you look at a zombie apocalypse series, like The Walking Dead, like Black Summer, for example, Z Nation, whatever, but you look at it from a logic point of view, or a survival point of view, or an everyday needs point of view, like, going to the bathroom. It's an everyday need. Women go have their period. It's not something they can turn off. So, why has there, there's like 16 seasons of The Walking Dead. I don't think there was ever a woman that had a period. Period. So, but it's stuff like that is, what? Anyway, a little rant from my side, but, when looking at survival, when looking at prepping, what are these writers thinking? They have no clue what they're doing. And it's just sad, because for me it ruins the series. I love the concept of a zombie apocalypse. So my favorite movie is Zombieland. Why? Because he actually makes a plan. He actually makes rules and regulations and things he has to live by so that he doesn't die. And, for example, one of his rules is be aware of bathrooms, because you're very vulnerable when you are, doing your private stuff there. And no other movie ever touched on it. And that is, so for me that movie actually makes sense. Well, obviously sense, but as far as a zombie apocalypse can go, it makes sense. If you haven't watched the movie, there are two movies, Zombie Land and Zombieland Double Tap. I like them both. The first one is the best, I think, and the second one is a little bit more exaggerated, let's say. So anyway, just something to think about. Hope you enjoyed this rant, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.